Hi, everyone. My name is Razyel Kayne, and I welcome you to the night shift. Today, Friday, the 24th of July, which means that in 5 months, it's Christmas. It's something, right? We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Other than the time I'm going to spend with my guest, I do have some news from San Diego Comic Con, which I guess is happening this weekend. I don't follow the con schedule outside of TFCon. But there is some interesting news coming out, something that are very exciting. Also, a lot of stuff that are going to make me save some money because I don't want, there's a lot of stuff that I don't really need now. So I'm going to say hi to Rain. Yeah. And then we have Quentin. Thanks for stopping by. Princeton Phalanx, man. It's been a while. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. All right, let's go with the sponsor spot quickly. So we have Blaster, the same as last week. Basically, there's no new Transformer edition to this. The pre-orders and everything. We do have on other toy line a gorgeous Lara Croft. I have to say, I haven't played Tomb Raider since the original game. Like I didn't play any of the other. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna pick that up, but she does look good, and there's a whole lot of accessories. So if you're a fan of Lara Croft, here's your GI Joe Classified series crossover. I think that's really cool. You have another NECA Jason. So my buddy Patriot Prime's probably gonna pick that up. You have the NECA Tempestra. I never heard of that girl until I played the Shredder's Revenge video game. So she's basically a video game character that comes to life, I guess. Anyway, you have a ton of what's this? The brand new day. What's the company? It should say. I hope it says the name of the company somewhere. MML5 Hulks and collectible figure. Yeah, but what's the brand? From all right, I don't know. I think it's Mayfex. Hot Toys. Wow, there you go. I'm like, why is it not saying Hot Toys in the title? Anyway, so you have Hulk, which is Mark Ruffalo Hulk. You have Spider-Man with a hoodie. You have Punisher. I have to say that this looks badass. For $400. And then if you want to spend $900, you can get the Alien Queen. That's a lot of money. And then there's from a show called Arcane, there's Jinx. And it seemed that it's a highly acclaimed second season of the animated series. Anyway, you have this character. So yeah, these are the hot items. New arrivals. That Conan looks good, but it's I'm not gonna pay that much money for this. I do love the look of Mesco. We're gonna see a lot of Hulk and Spider-Man in the upcoming weeks because of the upcoming movie. Bunch of Star Wars figures, and then incoming products window for those of you that ordered. You're gonna get that plus some Scooby Doo. And is there other? Yeah, some Jada toys, Street Fighter, another Hot Toys Hulk. Wow, from Brave New World. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, that's Red Hulk. Sorry, I'm colorblind. I'm like, hey, that's Harrison Ford, kinda. So yeah, lots of good figures coming. So today I'm gonna skip the topic. My son saw the Odyssey. Apparently, it's really good. He wants to go see it again, and he wants to drag me with him. So probably will go. I'm gonna jump right into the news today. I'm still gonna do the topic intro. And for the news, very quickly, some non-Transformer stuff from Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles. This silhouette Apparently, the reveal is going to happen tomorrow for this character, and I some people say that it's the Princess of Mars. I'm not familiar with John Carter of Mars, so maybe. She has a gun, so it's probably not a barbarian, but it's icon collectible, so it's going to look fantastic regardless. We have from Heroic Signature, we have a black and white Savage Sword of Conan figure. There's a King Conan figure, and that those are based on Alex Horley. Uh, well, his art. So a King Conan and then a Queen Zenobia. I have to say that a King Conan is extremely interesting. I don't have a King Conan yet, but I don't think we're gonna see one from Icon Collectibles because I don't think Frank Frazetta ever drew King Conan, but one can hope. And then something that's not part of SDCC, Missing Link, Decepticon, the first one coming soon. I'm guessing it's gonna be Megatron. I'm guessing it's gonna be ton of trouble to get him over here because of the gun laws, but that mostly in the States. I don't think in Canada we have the same gun laws. Maybe we do, but hopefully I'm not gonna. Well, I said that a bunch of times that I'm not gonna get Missing Link figures, but I mean the G1 Megatron, I don't have one. Might be interesting. And then we get to the meat. Oh, I thought, all right. So this is tformers.com. This is where I get most of my news all the time. So we have well, let's start with the panel. That's going to be very interesting. So they had a bunch of guys from Hasbro and probably some Takara Tomy people. And yeah, I'm not going to butcher their name, but they were there. So Studio Series, we have well, you know what? Let's go with the picture. There's a bunch of stuff like Monster Jam is getting a lot of release. There's a video. I'm not going to play that, but that's the panel of Toy Designer. These are the. So then we have, okay, so this we knew was coming. The Gem crossover. I don't like the fact that it's Blaster. Mainly because I think it should have been a Fembot or at least a 2-pack instead of Blaster, so that you could get like both Gem and Erica, in a 2-pack. That would have been very interesting. We have Monster Jam, so these transform. But I did see, I don't know if we're gonna see it in this panel, but I did see some Monster Jam, a 4-pack of Optimus Prime, Starscream, Megatron, and Bumblebee, of course, the same characters. So basically, Baver's design in Monster Jam. So they don't transform; they just have the look. But these guys transform. So yeah, I don't know. It's if you like Bigfoots, we have Gravedigger here. That's actually a good look. I think my son does have the Monster Jam Gravedigger. Um, Probably gonna have to pick that up. This is okay. I kind of remember that they held a vote. Hold on, we have a question. Did you see the Death of Superman diorama figure of that? No, I did not. I'm not a big super fan. I mean, I like Superman, but I don't collect DC figures. So, I remember that they had a poll. They wanted to see like Shockwave as a new alt mode. Submarine somehow wins for this. It looks really odd, but you know what? Whale wave. Yeah, there you go. I like that. Whale wave. That's freaking awesome. The 30th anniversary Maximal pack. I think that's really cool, but I mean, some of these models have been released a few times now. Air Razor has been retooled into and repainted into Skywarp, like Beast War 2 Skywarp. Terrazor is based on her. That 250th anniversary character is on her. Plus, she had her own repaint in that Dramatics Capture series, or they did like a Beast War, like 2 packs of everything. So that's a lot of repaint. Rat Trap 2. I think the only one that only got repainted once in there was Rhinox. So these older mold, I mean, they're nice, but I have all of this except Cheetor because I don't. I want a Transmetal 2 Cheetor. So anyway, that's great freaking news. If you read the Skybound comic, the Energon universe, Shredhead is basically bits and pieces of leftover sparks of Cliff Jumper's colony or village. And instead of using that to repower an existing Autobot, he used that to give life to Carly's van. And it gave us Shredhead. And this is fantastic that we have a Shredhead this early. Like usually new characters it takes a long time. So I think I don't know, maybe I'll get that. But I'm really happy for fans of the comics. This is great news. Look at this design, the paint job, the barbarians, the wizard, and Optimus Prime. Okay, I'm absolutely getting this. This is a fantastic. He's gonna stay in probably in alt mode, and I just love this paint job. Like you have kind of Conan, a dragon, lightning. I mean, this is metal as fuck. Oh, that's it. Demonetize. Uh, Age of the Prime. I thought we were switching to Age of Evolution or Age of the Prime Evolution. That name change hasn't happened yet. But we have the Deluxe Wave 1. So Skyguard and Breakaway, and you'll see them attached to Nexus Prime later. I'm guessing that Alpha Bravo probably will connect to Nexus Prime as well. And maybe Wild Rider. Because I mean that looks like it has the big G2 logo, right? So that's the G2 Wild Rider. So maybe eventually people will be able to complete their G2 Stunticons. Studio series. So we have the 4-pack, of course, which I'm getting because I love these guys. They look fantastic. G1 Red Alert. So that's a render. It's the Kingdom mold, but there's something odd about it. Like there's something that I'm not remembering from that mold properly, or because I only have the Siege Red Alert. I have the Sideswipe Kingdom, and there's something off with the arms. But it could be just me. There's an actual spoiler. Hey BBP, how you doing, man? Good to see you. There's an actual spoiler. Oh, that's interesting. I might get that. I don't know. I do love the Siege version though. I'm getting that. The Deluxe 86 Wheelie. Because everybody I know who got the retro toy colored from Walmart swears that by that figure, say it's amazing. So I'm going to probably get that to replace the core class wheelie I have. TF1 Shockwave. That kind of looks okay. So we're getting this Shockwave. We just got the Studio Series 80. Well, more than meets the eye Shockwave. And we have the what would you call it? Whale Wave. So that's a lot of Shockwave, but he's a popular character. Oh, that's cool actually. A reissue package refresh of the Alicon. I already have those, so but I'm glad for other people. Deluxe Wave 2, IDW Nautica. I have to say that this robot mode doesn't do it for me. That looks like a Kenner toy or a Play School. But that's just a render, so hopefully. This has more red on the forearms. Yeah, I don't think it's the color that's bothering me. I think it's the shape. I just might be going insane too. I'm very tired today, as usual. The Last Night Megatron. So a triple changer. I have the original, not because I wanted to, just because my brother-in-law found it at a garage sale. So I know I've been able to transform him into this, that plane. Um, I never knew he could transform. I don't think he can transform into a dragon, the one I have, because I don't see a dragon head anywhere. So anyway, that's it, it's and I'm missing the sword, but I mean, my son loves to play with that guy. I'm not too fond of it. Reissue of Dinobot Swoop. That's really cool. Leader for the Wave 1. So we have Titan, Age of Extinction, Scorn. So another Dinobot. People love that. You have the Titan, Age of Extinction, Grimlock. And I think these are the pictures that I have. Oh, HasLab. Uh, okay, so there's going to be a HasLab, but we don't have picture as to what it's going to be. What do you guys think it's going to be? I think it should probably be Primus at this point. The Apology Tour. Oh yeah, there's more news about that because yeah, they had that big concert with Stan Bush and two bands and a girl cosplaying Gem. I'm guessing. We'll see. All right, so that was this part of the news. There's more details. So Skybound has released the details and covers from the next comic. So a lot of Elita 1. That's a shockwave. So that's going to be interesting to see. A lot of people complain that Elita was becoming the Prime. I want to see where this goes. It's interesting. Um, okay, nothing gonna stand in our way. So you can have a vinyl soundtrack of the 86 movie, but also it's in reformatted edition, so you can stream it and probably buy it. And I don't know if they do CDs anymore. Sorry. So yeah, they had a bunch of celebration for the concert. Sorry. So Stan Bush, Vince DeGola, Knights of Unicron was there. Cold Slither and Britta Phillips. So it looked like a lot of fun. And of course, it's all songs we've heard before. I wonder if they did the Weird Al. Hold on. There's a listing of the song. Yeah, there's the To Be Stupid by the Knights of Unicron. Featuring Torch. Originally recorded by. Okay, so it's going to be a new version. So they're doing really a new version of all those songs. Okay. I could be interested. Knights of Unicron featuring Stan Bush. Yeah, I don't think anybody else should sing that. Maybe Mark Wahlberg. I think he did it in that one movie. So yeah, Stan Bush here with Prime, and then you have the Gem Girl. I think it's cool that there's some recognition for Gem now. I haven't watched the show in 40 years, but who knows? And people seem to be happy, so it must have been a great show. All right, that's what I was talking to you about. So they showed there's a bunch of pictures of what was on display at San Diego. So you have the Seekers and the crossover blaster. They look good. They look so good. that I've been trying so hard not to buy this, the cereal box Optimus Prime, because I don't need another Optimus Prime. I don't need a mini Jazz or a black roller. Like I don't need any of this. But that cereal box looks so freaking good. Like I would love to just have the box. That would be enough for me. Just the box. I'm insane. So you have the Decepticon pack here. Well, you have the Scooby Doo thing. Oh, and the frequency over there. So you have some of the figures in the Decepticon pack, and then right next to it, the Autobot, Maximal. Did I say Decepticon? Predacons, and then the Maximal pack. Uh, Nice boxes. I wonder if they're gonna do like a Transmetal 2 box, or Transmetal box, or we'll see. You have the complete 13 primes: 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, maybe, I mean, oh no, they're in the back here, 13. So you have the 13 primes. So yeah, that's, you know, it's something. Okay. So you have, the legs of Silverbolt, well, Computron and the legs. But then you have those two, I don't remember their name, but a repaint of uh, either slingshot or air raid or whatever, and then a repaint of blast off. I think Alpha Bravo will probably one of those arms, and then maybe another bot for the legs. So, but the thing is that Nexus Prime is only the top half, right? So I don't know if they're gonna sell just like a set of legs and arms to go with this, or is it going to, like, there's going to be one leg with each, like one leg and or one arm which with each figure. I don't know. Kind of a miss there. You have the Zamboni, some, I don't remember that character's name, but you have the Icon Megatron, which I will be getting when it becomes available, because the metallic paint on the Autobot logo, like, it's so good. Um, just to have that on the shelf, it's really cool. And then you have like a Studio Series 86 or more than meets the ice panel. You have Optimus in the back, Starscream, the Insecticons, Dinobots against Devastator, and actually have Sludge up there being manhandled. Cannons. I don't think we're getting a. Oh my god, that the next HasLab? Are they gonna? No, they wouldn't have put that there. Like, that's diorama of the Autobot City. I just noticed that. Is this gonna be a set that we're gonna be able to buy? Huh? What do you guys think? Hey, don't be shy, eh? Chat a bit. And then you have the Cyclonus, Galvatron, Scourge, Blaster up there with Unicron in the back. I mean, Hound. I think I saw, Wheeljack and Hot Rod over there. So it's a very nice display. I mean, well, they have the money, they have the ability. Hero X Classic Volume 12 cover art. Apparently, that's the end of the series. It's Epic Saga finally comes to an end. So if you're a fan of this classic series, that's the last one. Good artwork. They had a where is it? Flame Toys is showing their panel. So Fury models and Kuro Karakuri figures. Not too sure what that is, but you have a bunch of very nicely done and articulated figure model kits. So you have a Black Arachnia, Ironhide, Ratchet. They do look really good. Joe Prime. Hey, good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Bumblebee. Always Bumblebee. Nemesis Leo Convoy. I think. Windblade, and these are older models. I don't even know. Oh, that's Diatlas. Is it Diatlas? Hold on. I'm just trying to look at the. No, it's not. I can't. There's a prom that comes in, but. And then you have a bunch of other figures: Ultra Magnus and Delta Magnus. The IDW design, Shockwave, another Shockwave. Man, Shockwave is a popular guy. What else do we have? Oh, you have better look at the icon. I mean, that's gonna look good on the shelf. Not gonna lie. Really happy about that. So there you go. Skyguard and what's his name? Autobot Breakaway Nexus Maximus Combiner. So that's gonna be a thing. So you have this guy. I like the head sculpt. I mean, those are extreme G2 colors, right? That's crazy. At first, I thought it was like a needle nose repaint. And then you have that blast off guy. Well, not blast off, but Skyguard or so yeah, breakaway. So you're gonna have like a Nexus Maximus. It's kind of cool. Okay, SDCC 2026 VBO DJ set. I don't know what that is. VBO featuring will bring 80s classics mix with new VBO song to San Diego House of Blues on July 23rd. Okay, so that's probably for the concert. Um, yeah, that apology tour. They make a lot of. They have a lot of good ideas. So we have more of the Nexus Maximus, the icon. Oh, Cliff Jumper. Yeah, Cliff Jumper. They did a lot of. Uh, I think we saw better product shot where they hide that kind of gray part here. And the crotch is better than what we saw originally. Hopefully that's true. You have Bruticus with Shockwave in the corner. There's a lot of good stuff coming from Hasbro. And then you have, yeah, that's that Rhinox is not going to get any better. I dislike that Rhinox very much. But you know, he's all painted nice now, I guess. But that's a I really hope they do Transmetal to Cheetor. That's the guy I really want. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's DLX Optimus Primal from 3-0. Man, they had a bunch of good reveals. Oh, Swindle. A lot of people, like I said, he's incoming. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I don't know why the Cliff Jumper, the paint is just so poorly done. You have TF1 Soundwave. I mean, this is all on display at San Diego Comic Con. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to mention. We've seen everything else. This I am not a big fan of Transformers Armada. I hope a lot of people are. Sorry, I'm adding H's everywhere. This I don't know if it's reflective of the original or I don't remember the character on the show being this wide. But I mean, he combines with the Commander Optimus Prime from Armada, so that's that's something. Um, and then there's these four. So these I am probably not getting. They are available right now on Walmart. Um, it's older, like of all the molds. Why the Siege mold? At least Earthrise. Another Slammer, Cyber Thread. I mean that's a good looking robot. Mine was loose as hell though. Another like that Megatron has been completely overused, but now he comes with two cannons, a drill on his shoulder, and a pickaxe. I don't remember that from the original, and then six gun, which was probably the worst parts former I have ever bought. But now he's in clear plastic, so I don't know. I'm not getting those, but for clear plastic lover like our friend Alex Baldwin, he's gonna love that. But anyway, this is all for the news. I think I covered everything. Why am I moving my mic? I still need that. But I do have now the pleasure of bringing my guest to you. So me and GhostPrime, we're part of the same circle of friends, but we've never had the chance to actually interact with one another on a one-on-one basis. So that's why I wanted him on the show. So there you go, everyone. GhostPrime.
Hello, good evening.
Or good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. It's been a hectic day, so I'm still coming off of that. Like, got to do all these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But how are you doing?
I am doing okay. My wife just came back from vacation. She went a week away, so it's been a quiet week for me. I'm realizing I'm getting older. I don't really enjoy as much of the alone time I valued so much when I was
Right.
younger. I have an 8-year-old and a 24-year-old, but I
Hey, it's cool. Right, me too.
oh yeah, you too. You have like an older one and a younger one.
Yeah, yeah. I have an 8-year-old daughter and a son. He's 24. But he doesn't live with us. He lives in a different state.
Lives. I don't want to say that he lives with his mom, but he pays rent because she's closer to his work. Because with the rising price of everything around here, it's hard for him to. So he's saving up to eventually, go out on his own. But yeah, I mean, it's kids like my 8-year-old keeps me really busy. And so they were gone for a week, and I was, kind of going, "What am I supposed to do now?" Like I'm
Right.
still, I'm working, so for another week, and after I'm on vacation as well. So I'm.
I've been on a forced vacation for the last year and a half. So for
Oh,
work.
really? I'm sorry to hear that. I
Ah,
it's
working
really
in tech is a hard thing.
Yeah, but it's really rough down there because while we both know a lot of people who are in the same situation that you are right now, and from other circles that I'm with, there's a lot of struggle down. I'm in Canada, so I don't see as much, and I don't know a lot of people that up here that are struggling, but it seems very, very bad down in the United States. So
Yeah, I would say if you're in the tech sector, and I'm not like a senior manager or anything, or even a director, just a mid-level manager. So like, it's hard. It's just hard. Eventually, look for something, or I'm trying to maybe switch gears, something. Try to learn something new and start over.
all right, so well, I hope things get better for you quickly. But I did want to get to know you a little better because I mean, we're probably. Are you going to Orlando this year?
I can't make it to Orlando because of the same reasons I just
Okay.
mentioned. It's hard. I'd love to. I had a great time when I was in Orlando. It was 2023, I think, was the last
Yep.
time. Was like that was the last one. Yeah. So like, yeah, it was fun. I wish I could go back. I can usually get to the TFCon LA because it's about 5-hour drive for me.
Okay, so you're on the West Coast. Oh, so it's like 6 p.m. for you right now.
Yeah, 6:30. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Um, that's why you don't look as tired as I do. Ah, but I'm going to start with the same question I ask everybody when they come on the show. When you were like 4 or 5 years old, what was your first love when it came to toys and cartoons?
Let's see. Not including Transformers, just all encompassing.
Anything. I
Uh,
had someone answer Tonka.
I think I had GI Joes before Transformers. Because I remember being really into what's his name? I think his name is Stalker. He has the orange padding,
Okay.
right? And I had him before they had the twists of the arms. Uh, I think the first twist arm one I had was the Cobra glider.
Okay.
The foam glider, and he landed the first time he landed, the arm broke off at the joint. Uh,
Okay.
so
That's
I would say it's probably first thing I remember is probably before Transformers. I think that was '83 with GI Joe. Pretty
okay.
sure.
And what about cartoons?
Let's see what cartoons did I like originally. Way back then. It's hard to remember before Transformers because it all sort of came out around the same time. The G.I. Joe, Transformers, Visionaries, Thundercats, all those things. Um, Early on stand out. He-Man, of course. But those are all, I think, around the same time.
Yeah, from
Um,
83 to 86, we had so many good cartoons, good stories, good animation. I was more of a Masters of the Universe fan growing up. It's really Beast Wars that solidified my love for Transformers. But I did watch even up to Ninja Turtles. in the
Oh yeah.
late 80s. Love that show. And my friends were, picking on me because I was too old to watch cartoon at that time, but I didn't care, and I still
Oh, and my
had a
friends were
good time.
watching Ninja Turtles with me. I loved the Ninja Turtles the video game, the comic book. Uh, I found out about the comic book right around the same time as the cartoon. I have an uncle that's about 10 years older than me, and he was really into comics. So, he showed me the comics. And so I was really into Ninja Turtles when I first started. Actually, Ninja Turtles are awesome.
Yeah, they are
I love them.
the so those comics that you read, were these like the more teenager oriented cartoons, like
Yeah,
more mature audience?
yeah, more mature. They're definitely much more violent,
Okay.
much more violent than the cartoon. I guess I don't want to say dumped it down. They changed it for they made a I guess mass media. They made it for I guess they made it for a younger audience, and so they took out a lot of that gratuitous violence and put in more comedy. And I think it actually really worked for the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that I never knew growing up that they had, because I was up north Quebec. We didn't get a lot of comic books and stuff like that, and those we got were translated, right? So I started with the '90s, the late '80s show, directed by Sue Blue, and I just loved it. The whole, and there was also like a big, it was like kind of the tail end of the big ninja movie waves. We had
Oh
like
yeah,
tons of ninja movies, American Ninja being probably the one that more people remember, which was just a fantastic series. And then every other show had kung fu and ninja in it. So Ninja Turtle was at the tail
yeah,
end, and it was really different. So yeah,
yeah. My friends and I would play fight by we would make weapons. So we do wooden swords, of course. We make nunchucks by taking a broom handle, and drilling holes, putting a chain like drilling holes in one end down this way,
yeah, yeah.
putting a chain in between them, and actually having nunchucks. I would take probably shouldn't have done this as a kid, but I would take sheet metal and cut it out into ninja stars and throw it
Whoa!
and
Yeah.
sharpen them on a
Wow,
grinder. Yeah, so,
that's hardcore, man. Like sheet metal. That's
yeah,
that cuts a lot. Wow. I mean,
yeah. Probably should have had that, but it was fun. And nobody
it
got
was
hurt,
the
so
'80s.
that's it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, we did tons of crazy stuff. I don't think I've made metal weapons. Although my uncle did, those, remember those like plastic swords that everybody you bought? They were like empty plastic. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I broke mine. So my uncle, in his great mind, took a broom handle, put it inside the blade, closed the hilt, and taped it. So now I had like an actual sword I could hit people with. Terrible idea. I had so much fun. My friend did not. So yeah, and we would make shields, and it was a
Oh
different
yeah, yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take when they started making toy guns be multi bright colors, I would spray paint them black.
Ah,
I didn't
okay.
like them. I'd take it, I'd spray paint them all black to make them look as realistic as possible.
That's cool.
And uh,
But the thing, the whole gun. I was talking about that because they're announcing the first missing link Decepticon. Uh,
yeah,
we don't know what it is. If it's Megatron and it's Takara Tomy, he's going to be a gun. I really think he's going to be a gun, and to get it in the United States, I know will be near impossible.
yeah, I don't know how many. So I'm all in on Missing Link. I love Missing Link. I have
Mm.
all of them so far. I have Grimlock on the way. Should be here next week.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that.
and I messed up on the shipping though. Usually shipping from Japan is like 3 days, but it's shipping through SF, which last time took a really long time. Um, so I'm hoping that I get it faster. But yeah, so I don't know if it's Megatron. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard to get it because you have to ship it in two packages usually. So that means you'd have to have a third party buy it, separate it, and then ship the box and the figure as a robot separately.
Really?
That's
Okay.
well, that's at least the KO. With the KO, that's what people have to do. You get them separate. When you buy the KO, like on eBay or whatever, you'll get them separate.
Okay,
So
so
you'll be
that you
hearing
don't
it.
have to. So you pay for like 2 boxes of shipping, though.
I don't know. I don't know. I
Okay.
know that's how people have been doing it. I didn't. I don't have the KO myself yet. I have a few G1 Megatron. So the last one I got, I don't think it was. It wasn't shipped separately. It was the one that came with. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, it's just
well,
that somebody asked what was the master of the He-Man on my cup. It's the movie He-Man that just came up.
it's the G1 Megatron that came with this, the Japanese 2-pack.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not for the Megatron. That shipped fine. It was sealed, and it. I think I got it from. Where'd I get it? I think I got it from eBay. It was cheap
Okay.
though. There was a time a year or two ago where they tanked in price for some reason, and I got it for like $60.
Because
So that G1 Megatron.
I have the Jinbao gun Megatron, who's like a smaller figure, which is funny because Jinbao combiners are all oversized, but this one was smaller, but he was a gun, and I didn't have any problem. Like it didn't go through the U.S., so it was just boxed as a gun, and I got it no problem. So
I'm wondering if it's because the G1 Megatron has the window and you could see through it. And I don't know, but I think they scan them. So I honestly I don't know much about how that works. I
yeah,
do
me
know
either.
though if it is Megatron, Hasbro Pulse absolutely cannot sell it through their site.
No, exactly. That's going to be the one missing link that you're going to have to get through other
Yeah.
retailers. So because
So
I told my when Missing Link was announced, I was one of those that said, "Oh, I'm not paying for these overpriced figures." And of course, I got Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, and I got Sunstreaker. I have the pink RC. I have Ultra Magnus. I'm getting the Delta Magnus, but I stopped there so far. Like if they do a side swipe, I'm gonna have to get that to complete the Lambro thing. But I was adamant that I wasn't going to pick up any of these figures, and now I have like six. So it's
yeah,
a good line.
I have all of them pre-ordered and paid for that they're out. So that's good. And talking with my wife, I told her I was like, if I have to stop collecting, I'm still collecting Missing Link. She's
Yeah,
like, okay, we can handle that. Like,
yeah,
okay, as long as I still collect Missing Link, because I like I have to stop collecting. It's Missing Link. I've sold off actually a lot of my collection, just old stuff I didn't have displayed.
right.
TF cons, not for needing the money right now, but just because I'm trying to downsize a little bit, trying to put money back into the collection, get some things I've wanted, for a long time. No, excuse me. Um, but yeah, I'm all in the Missing Link, and if they've Megatron, I have a friend that knows people in Japan. I mean, maybe I could hit him up. I haven't talked to him in a real long time, but maybe I could be like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, by the way," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
to try
that's
to, because
when it's
that's a
good
big
to
one.
have a good network,
Yeah,
or know someone like Deluxe Baldwin. He knows all the sites, he gets all the news. So he's good to give you advice. Like you can order there. Usually, Show Z for Canada is fantastic. Shipping is always free for some reason. If when I ship to Canada, I don't have to pay any shipping. Um,
well,
so
that's good.
so if they do the Missing Link, 'cause I don't know if my sponsor will get it because I buy all my figure from an online store that is literally like 15 minutes from my work, so I don't have to pay for shipping. It's an online store, but
All
I
right,
just go
right.
to his door, pick it up, and then go home.
That's
So,
good.
but he gets most of the Missing Link. But well, he gets the one that he knows are gonna sell. Like he didn't get the orange RC because and the white Sunstreaker because those probably wouldn't sell as much up here. But he gets the. Usually, I when I text him like, "You're gonna get at least this one," he's like, "Okay, I'll." He's gonna get a couple. So
I don't know. Gordon's pretty popular. That's
yeah,
the first. It's never been reissued. That's the only time besides Diaclone, and even eHobby hasn't done it. So like kind of a big moment. I think a missing link, if you will. You
yeah, yeah,
know?
yeah. No, it is
So
absolutely.
like, um, I'm super excited to have that one. I have Delta Magnus. He's on my computer downstairs. So
I know you
I have
got it
to make
before
that.
me. That's
I
the
ordered them all from Amazon Japan.
okay. See, I never did Amazon Japan because the Missing Link. I've been lucky for Missing Link and Studio Series. My sponsor usually gets them before the US, so I'm able to. That's the only time I really get views on my reviews, right? Because
Nowadays, me too.
it's like, how has it been for you lately for views? Are you tanking like the
It,
rest of us, or you're steady?
oh no, I've been it's gone down significantly, and I really don't know why. Um, I don't know why the view. Something has changed with the algorithm where it just tanked my channel. I mean, I just
All
put
of
out the
us.
Icons Optimus Prime, and it's like yesterday it hasn't even reached 100 views, which is weird. Um, so yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I'm thinking about starting a new channel, but it's more of a discussion thing type channel with a.
Yeah.
So, but I was gonna do it on my main channel, but I think I'm just gonna start a whole new channel and do like the Bots and Brews discussion channel and just try to like do something like that. I don't know. Like, I mean, my channel's old and maybe it's just deprioritized. You know, I kind of wonder like what would happen if I just create like a bunch of different channels and see whichever one hits and just continue to put my old videos back on that one.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's the fact that it's deprioritized. I really think it's just YouTube is burying all of us. All the like they had a huge um like a saturation of tour reviewers because there's not just Transformers, right? There's a tour review channel for everything. And even when I started 5.5 years ago, I I came in a very saturated market. That's why I started with the voice actor spotlight rather than tour reviews. Um, and I think I should have stuck with voice actor spotlight because now I don't have fun reviewing figures because I know I'm working for no reason. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's just you should do it for yourself and do it." I kind of want to have like a bit of recognition for the work I do. So if I do, like I did the broadside, that masterpiece
Yeah,
broadside, and I in a week I got 40 views. I'm like, it
and that
took
would be
me
like
a day to shoot all of that, and I'm like, okay, because and usually when I post something like that before deluxe, I'm gonna get like a maybe a fifth of what I know he's going to get. Like the Bingo Toys Strafe did very well because that's a fantastic figure. It did very well because I did it before deluxe. But then there was another figure he got before me. If I release after him, I'm not getting any views, and I'm okay with that because I really much enjoy his stuff more than I enjoyed mine. So no,
right.
it's
And that's it. I've noticed that too, especially when I was doing a lot of the Siege stuff back. Like I since I pre-ordered it, and at the time I was doing pretty well, so I just pre-ordered everything, and those videos all did pretty well. But I had out the gate, I was sometimes the first video up,
mhm,
and it got to the point where like I started trying to do that. Like, okay, now I need to be the first one. I need to be the first one. I need to be the first one. It got exhausting. And then I
it
started
is.
doing it to do that instead of enjoying just messing with the figures, showing people or talking to people about what I like about it or what I mean, what I see about it. So um I took a step back from that and just if I get something before, I get something before. If I don't, I don't. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna review it whenever I get around to it.
Because that's when I get a figure that I think I'm first, I'm gonna Google it. Am I really the first? And then if it's in a YouTube channel that's not in English, then I'm like, okay, so I might be the first in North America. So then I'm gonna try to push it to release it quicker, like I did with Broadside. Because I did two videos because I couldn't make a. I usually do a short for my transformations, that I link, but it was so massive I couldn't do it within a proper amount of time that I could speed it within 3 minutes. So I just did a separate video where I transform him into the carrier, then I did the plane, and then both videos combined. I don't think I have 100 views, and it's been a week, and I'm like, I was very very disappointed. I understood, like, green light not doing any good because it's a 6-year-old figure. Even the combiner, I did the defensor, like he's right there. That's like a 6-year-old figure. The oversized Yes model from the KO of Make Toys. And I knew this was not gonna do well. I just wanted to, do the whole combiner thing, and because it's kind of fun to play with these guys. So yeah, but I mean, it's been rough on the ego at some point. They're like, all right, people, I have 1,500 subscribers and I get 40 views. I'm like, so nobody turned that bell on. It's just,
Right.
the psychology of the whole thing. So,
Yeah, I've been stuck at like 48 something for most of this year. It hasn't really gone up too much, a little bit, but not. It was like 45, I think, but like 4,500 subscribers. It's not growing. I need
no.
to have some growth. Interestingly enough, I've been re-editing uh, some of my videos for shorts on my Facebook page. I didn't really do much with my Facebook page till recently. I actually had a conversation with Jason, um, and he's like, "Yeah, shorts actually do better on Facebook." So I started
Mhm.
doing shorts on Facebook recently, and some are re-edits from just taking whatever I could fit, like 30-second
Yeah.
little videos, show the figure, transformation, show the figure, and then that's it, right? Uh, and the Shockwave one, I have over 100,000 views on it. They're not
Wow.
monetized, so I'm not able to get it, but like it's there's an audience still. So I think it's something with YouTube's algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube's just not pushing it to the people who will watch it.
Yeah. There was
Or
a,
maybe it's because older videos. I don't know.
yeah, I think it's really the algorithm that changed. I know there was some for Canada, there was a bill that we tried to fight that they wanted to kind of manipulate the algorithm so that Canadian content would be promoted to other Canadians. And I'm like, there's not enough Canadian that are gonna love my stuff. Like it's just not. There might be, I don't know, not as many collectors that there is in the states, and really the good market is, if not worldwide, at least the states. You get
Yeah.
some business from there, but it's just I think that probably played with it a little bit, but at the time it really didn't affect much when they implemented that. So I think it's just YouTube trying to go with bigger brands where they can get more money, like the late night shows. They all have all of their clips the next day. It's all on YouTube, so people watch that. There's TV shows. There's high production series, that will take a lot of place. But just to our reviewers, I think we would need a new platform where it's
I
just
mean, there's
that.
still a few really big tour reviewers, but I've noticed that as far as in the Transformers realm, a lot of the older guys, channels are not doing as well as the younger guys, and I'm not sure what if that's a shift in the community or what. Maybe
It could
people
be
just
that.
are
Yeah, it
in,
could
I
be
have
that
no idea.
we're maybe the Transformers fan that want to watch video, they want to watch Baver stuff because that's what they grew up with. You
Right,
know,
and I have some Baver stuff I've done. I don't have a huge Bavers collection, but I'm not strictly G1 either. Being, I love animated, which is odd for
yeah,
someone,
it was a
like a
great show.
G1er, right? It was a great show. It was awesome. And I really dig that. And I never got into the Unicron trilogy much. But I do have like the Primes and Megatrons from that. Some of are
Right.
fantastic figures. Uh, but every time I do one of those videos, I get less views than I would. It's like,
Yeah.
so I think my audience is they're pushing to an age group, and I wish they want to do that because I don't think that's with especially this hobby. There's a wide age group because it's a huge franchise been going on for 40 years. So there's a ton of different age groups in this franchise, and I think it would be well, it's been all the creators' favor to play to them all, but I guess it's a blanket algorithm, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with thoughts about why this is happening, and I just you know honestly
Yeah.
have no idea. That stuff's
Yeah.
not published by YouTube anyway, so
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I've been invited to a membership promote, like how to build your membership by YouTube. I'm in contact with a lady that has seminar on how to, set up your tiers and all that stuff. Like the what kind of content is popular right now. Like they don't talk about views and algorithm and stuff, but it's like how to grow your membership base. So I'm like, okay, so they didn't forget about us because I'm like a super small channel, and I was part of maybe 40 people in that group. It honestly, I tried to follow most of their advice, and it didn't do shit. It you know I'm,
Oh, really?
I didn't get more members out of that. So anyway, I want to just kind of know because we've been complaining about YouTube as we
Yeah.
do. But growing up, how did you keep in touch with the franchise? Did you watch Beast Wars? Did you watch all the show as they were coming up, or did you had a resurgence at some point, like a nostalgia hit?
So you're talking about originally or now? Like originally or as getting
Growing
into
up,
the
like
like part of it?
from the first Transformers, and then you like in the '90s, did you focus on girls or Beast Wars? Kind of, you
Oh,
know.
okay. So I did get sort. All right. So let me try to back up. Originally, Transformers. I was as a kid. G1 loved Transformers. Super into Transformers. Asked my parents to always get me Transformers, which I tended to get GoBots. I had a lot of GoBots. I had a lot of Godiakins and stuff like that because my parents thought anything that transformed was a Transformer,
Yeah,
despite it saying in big letters in the box,
it's like
Transformers. I
every
couldn't.
game system since the '80s and is a
Yeah,
Nintendo. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Um, So, and I was into just toys in general. I really like toys. Star Wars toys, G.I. Joe, Mask, loved Mask. Of course, it transformed. So, lots of robots. He-Man, I had a lot of He-Man figures. Um, but Transformers specifically, I watched the show as it was airing, and then back in the G2 era, I didn't really collect then. But I watched watched the show over again. Beast Wars. Beast Wars lost me at first. I wasn't collecting Transformers. I guess I slowed down on Transformers towards uh Action Masters. Pretenders to some
Okay,
degree,
yeah,
but Action Masters. Um yeah, it was Action Masters. I had Soundwave, and I was like, it's okay, but it's a G.I. Joe, you know?
yeah.
And
I get that.
so I kind of fell out of it then. I'm like, well, if it doesn't transform, then I'm gonna move on to something else. And I collected Star Wars for a while in the '90s, the Power of the Force stuff. You're the buff buff ones. But I watched Beast Wars. Then I fell out of it because I'm like, okay, they always yelled first season, second season, yelled like was it Transform? They yelled
Truck,
Maximize.
Nut Monkey.
Yeah, yeah. Well, sort of for a while. Then they brought in they made Beast Wars part of G1, and of course,
Mm,
brought me in. I was like, okay, all right, I gotta watch the whole thing. So
yeah,
my friends and I got together and we all watched it, and loved Beast Wars. Beast Wars I thought was a fantastic series. I mean, it went through a lot of different the story arcs during it.
yeah,
That we tried out a lot of different things, a lot of crazy things, and it was really really good. Um, and starting collecting Transformers though, so I even watched Beast Machines afterwards. Like I made sure to watch it. I was working at a pizza place, and I would tape it, and then I would on tape I'd bring it in after hours at TVs, put the tape into the VCR, and my friends and I would all eat pizza and drink beer and watch it together. Uh,
okay,
and then I started collecting again. Like I've always went through, like even during the '90s with Machine Wars, I always like went through the toy aisle, always in the toy aisle, and
yeah. So did
I'd
I.
always look at the Machine Wars, and I'd always be like, it's not what I remember. I'll put it back, and it got to the point where I really wanted Transformer again around 2000, 2001. Now again, like I do, go into a toy aisle, and I saw Sideburn, and I was like,
Right.
wow, Dodge Viper, and it's got rubber wheels and it's chrome and just looked really beautiful. I'm like, all right, it was $10, it was Dux's back then, and so I bought it, and like I had trouble trying to transform it because I never read the instructions, and it just it hooked me. So I started. I'm like, okay, well, I'll go buy another one, and then I'll go buy another one. I don't have the whole line or anything, but I started just buying them here and there until I went to college, and college took a lot of my funds. So in college, I really only
Yeah.
collected here and there alternators, Tech if I could afford it, and kind of whatever was out. I had a couple Armada figures. I had the Armada Unicron. I had Sideways, which I gave away to a kid. I had Omega Supreme. I got him at the grocery outlet for $10. I don't have him anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I just sort of like I really, really started really kicking up I mean, and animated. I went in pretty hard. And then from there, just sort of escalated. The curve went from like this to like
Okay.
this.
So you had a steady growth. So you seems like you always did collect.
Always collect something. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there
Yeah.
was a short period of time where my money went elsewhere, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I I like to say I'm a born again collector because I did when I was a kid. I would collect anything from beer bottle caps to rocks. Like very young. And it just had I always collected something. At some point, it was Egyptian figures, like mini statues, and I sold all of this off a long time ago. But then it's really when I started, maybe 7, 8 years ago. I was cleaning the house, doing chores, and I was looking for something to watch, and I saw Rodimus Primal's video, Primus and the Quintesson. And so I watched that, and then he started popping in my feed more. So watch more of his reviews, and then saw him on the live stream with Kato and PPR, and it kind of spiraled down from there. And then that's when I realized, oh, I can collect. Like it's I had the stigma still of the man child, that people don't really understand.
Oh, right.
So that's when I started collecting. So my wife bought me my first Transformer was the Walmart Bumblebee reissue with the cartoon accurate head.
Okay.
So, and then a year later, took a while. My son, my oldest, bought me Sideswipe, Siege, Sideswipe, and Earthrise Wheeljack, and then it went downhill from there. Like all of this now, it's because of a couple figures that they bought me. So, but I always followed the shows. Like I gave a try to pretty much every show. Animated, Armada, I Cybertron and Energon. I really couldn't do it. Like I tried, and it was just very terrible. But then when my oldest, at the time when he was, I don't know, 3, 4 years old, I would buy him the classic storyline from 2008, the Universe storyline.
Yeah.
You know, I bought a bunch. Well, not a bunch, but maybe we had about 10 figures. After 2 years, so we played with that, and so that's how I collected. I still have those figures, or most of them anyway. So, but do you still have like your G1s and your Beast War, like original figures?
No, very few. As far as G1, I don't really have any. Well, I guess I have the Transmetal Rat Trap, my original one.
Okay.
But I have very few. I have Slugfest, but I had to buy new guns for them, and I do have. Actually, I could get it. I have my original. Hope I don't knock anything off my shelf. My original, the very first Transformer I ever got, and
Oh, okay, cool.
he doesn't have his arms.
Yeah, he's been through
And the base has been repaired. He's been through it. Yeah,
yeah,
I have the extended barrel part to him too, but that's all I have of him. I got this in 1984 at Toys R Us. My grandma bought him for me,
nice.
and
So that's just before he gets reformatted into Galvatron when he's all banged up,
yeah, right. This is right before, yeah. So yeah, this is. I mean, it's one of those that like I'll never get rid of, no matter what happens to my collection, or if I'm forced to do it. This is coming with me no matter what, right? This is.
Yeah.
I know it's banged up, but it's super special to me.
Well,
So you know,
yeah, we all have those that even if they're broken, you don't want to get rid of it. And unfortunately, I don't have, because when we moved in 93 from up north to down here, we were going from a house to an apartment in the city because my dad was still going to like he was doing his masters. So we didn't have a lot of money. Um, and so I took a bunch of all of my Masters of the Universe figures, all of my leftover figures I had. I just gave it to a local daycare in a very small village, and where we lived. And I kick myself every day. I'm like, I should have made room for that box, of all my old Masters of the Universe. I outgrew like the show, and I don't collect Masters of the Universe, but I would like to have the ones I had when I was a kid. Just on display somewhere.
yeah, I wish I had mine.
Yeah.
I was both at my dad's house and my grandparents' house. I was to school where my grandparents lived, so my toys were split. But I had a lot of my toys. They were put away in a box in the backyard where I had a old clubhouse that I had when I was young, and I was keeping them because I'm like, okay, I want to keep these. These are things that I want to still have. And I came home from school one day. I was in high school, and I came from home from school, and I went out to go. I was like, "Oh, I forgot where I put this thing." I mean, I'll go look over my toy box for it, and I don't remember what it was. Honestly, it's inconsequential to the story because the box was gone,
Oh,
and I was pissed. My grandpa, while I was at school, had decided I didn't need those because I was in high school and threw everything away. Took them all to the dumps.
yeah.
I was
There's
irate.
so many toys ended up at the dumpster because of parents going, okay, now it's time for them to grow up.
Yeah,
I think our generation has been a lot more careful in throwing toys away, making
yeah,
sure that they don't, like my son, we were cleaning his collection because my 8 year old, I do buy him too much. Like sometimes, he wants my Transformers. I don't want him to get my Transformer. So I don't want to buy doubles. So what I do is like if I have Hoist, so I bought him Lift Ticket, like a repaint, because
okay,
he
yeah,
doesn't watch
right,
the
yeah,
show. He doesn't care. So he has a bunch of Generation Select repaints and stuff like that. And so we were cleaning his collection, and he's like, "Oh, so I don't play with my rescue bots anymore, because they're the play school version." I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Well, we can give them." I'm like, "No, you have almost all of them, so
yeah, yeah,
you're gonna miss this eventually." So I'm very careful not to throw. And one thing I do, all of his toys, I let him play with it, and then I take the accessory and I put it in a box
oh yeah, yeah, that's a
because
good
I
idea.
know he's gonna, lose it at some point. Or so that's been and then sometimes like, oh, can I have this? I'm like, all right, but you have to bring it back. So then he never brings it back. I find it, and I like it because he does lose a couple of those. So I'm like, yeah, down the road he's gonna appreciate that I kept all of his accessories safe. Well,
Yeah,
maybe you just won't care, but um,
yeah, right. My daughter's not into Transformers. She was a little bit. She likes a few. She really liked the Bot show.
yeah,
Um, she really liked Bots. She liked animated. Um, she we watched all of Earthspark and all of
Cyberverse,
what's Cyber, yeah,
yeah,
All of Cyber, not Cyberworld. Cyberworld's the new one. Um, and she really liked that. She has a couple of the toys. She has a couple of G1s. Um, she has a Grimlock because
yeah.
Grimlock's classic. He's and Grimlock's pretty much everywhere. No accessories for that though. But
No, 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 no.
lately
Yeah,
she's just
all
been
of
playing Minecraft and Wobbly Life and other games on the Xbox.
yeah. That's the thing. My son, he likes to play with toys like when he's downstairs and I'm there, then he's going to play with him, but he's never gonna come alone downstairs to play with his toys. We have to, I don't know, be in the room or but because he does prefer, playing Minecraft and Terraria.
Yeah.
That's the stuff that he really enjoys. And then he's watching. That's another thing. When we were growing up, the whole school was watching the same shows because there
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
We didn't have cable until the late 80s. So everybody was on network, and we had three French channel. Eventually we got a fourth one, and then we had two English channel. We had like CBC and CBS, or I don't remember. And so everybody was watching the same show. You knew what was popular.
Yeah.
So everybody was talking about the same show. Now they don't watch the same stuff. Most of the stuff they watch, it's not a show, it's a YouTuber who's playing a game, or so it's hard to get a pulse
Ah,
on what is popular. So,
yeah, my daughter watches a lot of just YouTube with like these influencers playing this game, and it's like, don't you want to play the game? Oh, it's like watching it. I'm like, well, but it doesn't seem like fun. But it's different.
well, that's the thing. If
The
it's like,
time,
like for Minecraft, if my son was watching how to build a tower and then try it afterwards, I'd be like, okay, I can see it. But he's gonna watch those JJ and Mikey show, and I know the names now, and it's just
yeah, no, I
them
know what
do.
you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And then they're just going around and doing like the challenges and stuff. I'm like, there's no
Yeah,
challenges in Minecraft. Like, I don't install a lot of mods and mods and stuff like that because I don't want to. I'm from the old generation that a mod could fuck up your computer bad. So
yeah. I mean, it depends on how you're doing it. Like
yeah,
even Xbox has mods now, and those are fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I install mods on mine, but I know what I'm doing. So like,
Exactly. I think there's a couple that I installed him, but not many. So he's doing that, and then he's watching, yeah, people playing out. Like, well, we could get that game, and then he's like, no. I mean, I've done that with a game I couldn't get, like the Warfare Cybertron games. The
yeah,
second one, I don't know why I wasn't active in the community or the forums and stuff like that. So I didn't know what was coming out or when. So I missed that game. And by the time I knew about that game, it was sold out. And so I just went online and I watched a playthrough, because I couldn't do it myself. But I would much rather play the game.
yeah, those
So,
games were great.
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I'd love like a remastered version or something, just a reissue of them would be fantastic.
Yeah. I
All
remember
the
picking
online.
up the first one. I look at the back and I'm like, oh, this is, and it wasn't, but in my mind, oh, this is what I watched because they had Omega Supreme on it, and he looked very similar to what we had. But now you compare G1 to the design of these characters, and they feel the same, but they're completely different design. So I bought that
And I
game,
think
and I had tons of fun.
yeah, they're great games. There's been very few good Transformers games, but those are like top tier.
Yeah.
Uh, so is the Armada one. It's just called Transformers. That one was on the PS2. That one was excellent. It was great. It actually that's why I bought a tidal wave. But just that scene where I don't know if you played that one at all, the Transformers Armada.
Hmm.
Like, 'cause I think the concept of Armada was pretty good, but, there's a
Yeah.
where you scene where you're fighting your your whatever character, I guess. So I was Optimus Prime, and you're fighting Tidal Wave, and Tidal Wave is this massive, huge character, and it's as a boss battle. And in the PS2 era, the graphics were pretty good too.
Yeah.
It was fun. As a concept, I thought Armada was really good. They could have done a lot with it,
Well, they had good
especially for the
design for characters, I think. Like Demolisher was I still have. I actually bought Rodimus Primal's Demolisher with the Minicon when we met in Baltimore. And it's a fantastic figure. And now there's a rumor that they're gonna release a new version um with the Age of the Prime line. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna need to get a new version because I really like
yeah.
that Armada mold. Um, so yeah, I mean it's the only thing I don't collect is Babers. Like my son has a couple Babers because my mother-in-law is gonna go to garage sale and pick up anything Transformers and just gives it to me. I'm like, it's all broken pieces, no
Yeah.
accessories and shit. I'm like, I don't need this. So I my son won't let me just give them back, or so he has a bunch of Bumblebees and Optimus from. But how, like in 2007, what was your first reaction to the movies?
Okay, so for me, it goes back before that. I was in college, and my animation teacher, because I went to college for art animation, my animation teacher, Peter Kelly. He was an animator at Lucasfilm,
Okay.
or ILM, I should say, ILM, and so I knew about a Transformer movie coming quite early because he would
Oh,
talk about it. He was a Transformer fan too, and we got to think about, we're just like we would sit and go to lunch and just discuss what we thought the designs would look like, and I wasn't really him and I both weren't super happy about the designs when they were first put out. It wasn't until I saw the movie that I'm okay with the first one. Uh,
yeah,
but they still look to me, especially Megatron, like it looks like they're missing their armor.
yeah. They're
Like why would two factions that are fighting have zero covering? You know what I mean? It
yeah,
doesn't make sense. There's like it's Greebles for Greebles' sake, basically. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here, um, and also another thing I was told is that the when they gave the models to the animators they didn't have like, oh hey, here's how you do it. So if you look in the movie, you'll have like pieces come off, float up, and go elsewhere on the.
yeah,
They just do it real fast, and it's not it's not a transformation that actually works. It just everything pieces go through each other and stuff, and just try to make it move and look right. I think they tightened it up in movies post the first one, but
yeah.
um, toy collecting wise, I had a couple. I have the premium 2007 movie Prime.
Okay.
It's chunky and it's a good figure. I have I think it was the was it the Rise of the Fallen or what was it called? Yeah, the Fallen, whatever. The second one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Revenge of the Fallen.
and Revenge of the Fallen. And I have that Prime. That one's a good one. Um, I was gifted a jacket that's a Revenge of the Fallen ILM crew jacket, which is cool. It's a what is it? A Dickies jacket.
Okay.
I had a few. I had a few. The designs I'm not a big fan of. I thought Jazz was pretty good. Prime was okay. Megatron was stupid. I liked Blackout's design. I thought was pretty cool. Uh, I mean, Barricade. I like the idea of Barricade, kind of an
Barricade
anti-prowl.
was probably the best reimagining of of a G1 character.
Right.
Taking that little Micromaster, making him that evil cop car. I think he's one of the more memorable upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I didn't like what they did with the Fallen at all. At all.
No,
That movie just like I kind of left that movie theater. I'm like, a lot of it just didn't make sense. You
the,
know?
the major problem I found is that my favorite scene in the movie is when the Decepticons are using Sam's parents as bait, and
Oh,
they kind of just dump them in the city, and then Bumblebee kills whatever Decepticon is holding them hostage, and the dad won't let Sam go. Like, no, I'm coming with you. And that, as a dad, hit me so hard. I'm like, that's my favorite scene of the movie. Has nothing to do with Transformers.
right.
Like your favorite scene should be Transformer related when it comes to these guys. So, but and then the third one I absolutely detested. The shockwave with the big worm. I'm like, what's this? Like
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy that. And then it went downhill, downhill until they did Bumblebee, which gave us that 5 minutes of nerdgasm that we all needed.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it was a
Rise
good
of
movie.
it was Bumblebee was a good movie overall. I think they had a better story. Like they had an actual story, not
Yeah.
just explosions. But then with Rise of the Beast, they had potential, but I think they mishandled it.
Yeah, I
and
think so
you
too.
know, and then TF1 was great. That was a
Yeah, I thought
great
it was
movie.
awesome, and I'm sad that it's not going to get a second one.
Yep. It's and I saw a post today about this. Like, oh, but confirmed TF1 is not, there's no sequel. I'm like, we've known that for 2 years. Like,
It would not- yeah,
like, how is this news anyway? Um, so it's just, and one thing I don't do now is look at anything that mentions any upcoming movie, because now they're saying there was so many posts about, oh, it's going to be a GI Joe crossover. Oh, it's not. It's going to be a new animated movie. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. There's a G1 reboot now. Apparently, they're doing a series of G1. I'm like, I'm done until it's I can watch it. I don't want to hear about it because everybody, like, there's too many opinions and too many rumors about what it's going to be. And on top of that, you have AI fanfic, which I freaking
yeah.
hate. So, not a big AI guy. So, it's just, yeah, I'm hoping that the next movie is good. I don't really want a GI Joe crossover. I I outgrew GI Joe. Um I did enjoy the first Rise of Cobra movie. Did not like the Bruce Willis and The Rock second movie.
Yeah.
Um, it
I didn't
didn't.
get the movies, honestly. I don't think they grasped the true feeling of GI Joe. At least
Yeah,
not to me.
no. It's when they were armored up and running in the street. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember that those exoskeleton in the
Right.
show. I mean, the only good thing that they had right was Snake Eyes. Just
That's true. Yeah.
didn't say a word and kicked ass. You know.
Yeah. That's what. That's all.
So
Um, yeah. I wonder how many different franchises will get a movie even now because Masters of the Universe apparently didn't do well, even though that movie is great.
yeah,
That movie is amazing,
it is. But
just done well, and
Amazon
it,
knew
it's
Amazon knew upfront. 'Cause
yeah,
I read a whole article about that. They knew that the movie would not perform well in theaters, and they knew that what would make the revive the franchise was going to be streaming and toys, merch, and stuff like that. And so far, I think they're right. So that's why they're going with a second one, because enough people are going to watch
yeah,
that movie on streaming that they're going to want to go see. Now, of course, if the second one bombs at the theaters, I don't think we're going to see a third one. But it
right.
was a
I'm glad they're doing the
fantastic
second.
movie. You know,
Yeah, it was really good.
it was a prequel to the series, and the only story loophole is the fact that King Randor is dead.
Yeah,
Like he's alive in the series. But it's like when you get at the end of the movie and they all have their cartoon look now, and
yeah.
Adam is pretending that they don't know that
They
he's
didn't
He
know.
Man,
Yeah,
and I'm
they
like,
mentioned
oh,
it. It was
okay,
fantastic.
that was great. I'm like, okay, so basically the whole show, everybody knew he was He Man. They just let him have his fantasy that he was a
Right?
secret
Yeah,
identity.
it's so good. Actually, a Patriot Prime and I saw it together. He saw it first, and we went to go see it when I was visiting West Virginia, and uh, man, like it's just I guess like he says, you walk out of the theater, it's just a big smile on your face. It's
Yeah,
so good. And they just did everything right in that film. They really, really did. It has the heart, it has the feel of He-Man is what it should be.
yeah.
I even like the callbacks to the original 80s movie, I thought was fantastic. It was done super well. It's done with a lot of heart. That was also Travis Knight, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I'm not
The
that good
director.
at with producer. I think it is.
He did Bumblebee.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. That it did feel. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think he's good for that. To bring back the source material, respect it at
Yeah.
least. So the I have to say that seeing Dolph Lundgren was fun, but whatever advice he gave to me made no sense at all. Like, you have to be behind yourself instead of forward. I'm like, what? Like, that's some philosophy I did not grasp, but it was really cool to see him.
It was
So
cool to see it. And the giant Skeletor hologram at the for hologram, but the projection,
Yeah.
right, was also callback to the '80s movie. It was cool, like just little subtle things like that, and
Yeah.
the statue being the original design of He-Man that was holding the sword, you know, like all that stuff was just really good.
Yeah. It
Uh,
was really well done. So, and then hopefully there's going to be, I mean, now there's rumors of Thundercats movie. That could be
how they get to
something.
Thunder?
Say, so I don't know Thundercats. I mean, I haven't watched I did love the show back then,
I did too.
but I never watched it afterwards. I never had the urge to go back and watch it again. So I don't know how a movie. I mean, if how do you make those guys on live action without them looking like furries, or like
Yeah, it
the
looked silly. Yeah,
it
they might be
probably
able to, but you go into that uncanny valley area, where the skin tones and stuff.
exactly. And then also if they don't look like they're humanoid cats that they were in the show, like people are not gonna go watch it. It's like, oh,
Yeah, it
it's
wouldn't
just
work.
so that's gonna be interesting to see if they do that. So
They could reverse the whole thing and have it from Mumra's point of view, him being the last human on Earth and trying to defend the planet from the alien cat invaders.
that'd be interesting. Yeah, that's right. He was like, it was Earth in the future. I mean,
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
such a long time. So, and it was,
And he's the last human, so
oh, that's right, because everybody, there's
yeah.
no, well, wasn't there a couple of villages in there?
Maybe it's been a long time since I've watched it.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
I've seen the intro a few times. I've shown it to my daughter because she loves cats. And she go, "Oh, that's really cool." I was like, "Maybe we'll watch it." We just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah, and it was a great intro. That music really
Yeah.
hit, you know.
Oh yeah,
So,
and the animation in the intro is amazing.
oh yeah,
A lot of the old '80s intros were just top notch. They really were good.
yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, GI Joe's good. Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I like Masters of the Universe was different because it was Adam telling a story of how
Yeah.
they were attacked by the forces of Skeletor, and so I think that was very different. You don't see that now. Now there's no intros. Most shows now they have like a quick intro, or it's very different. But I mean, that's what I guess kids don't want to watch intros. So
Well,
mm,
because they're so used to uh instant the instant dopamine hit basically where you're like, oh, it's a YouTube video, it starts, here it is, it starts. I was trying to show my daughter, what was it, the old '80s, it was from the '80s, the Robin Hood,
yeah, yeah,
box, and it's like it starts and it's like 3 minutes of just not- of credits before the movie actually starts, and she just like got real bored real quick, and I'm like, "No, you gotta wait for the movie to actually start."
yeah,
This is just
exactly.
beginning. But now everything's instant, you know. Before we were used to that. We were used to these types of things taking
Yeah, yeah.
time. We had to wait for commercials. We had to wait to watch our shows. We had to do these things.
Oh, yeah. We
You
were a
know.
more patient generation
Yeah.
because and I was, man, it's been a while. I was watching not a documentary, but something like that. That we're comparing like how we were raised and how kids were now are raised, and just in video games it was, you had three lives, you had maybe three continues, and you had no tutorials, so you had to repeat the game, repeat the game, repeat the game until you got the pattern, you got
Yeah.
good, and you did it, so you learn patience through perseverance. And now
Yeah. Trial and error.
dying has, in most games, dying has no consequence. You're always going to respawn. You're going to respawn with your equipment on you. Like, there's no lives, there's no continue. It's just, there's no ending to a game.
Yeah.
Like, you can play Minecraft for 1,000 hours and there's never a end credit scene, or I think there isn't, but Terraria does the same thing in most games. So I mean, they didn't learn patience through perseverance like we did. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's something like um I've like if I go on I guess a short trip like an hour or under, I don't let her bring her iPad or
Me
anything in
too.
the car.
I
Like nope.
if it's under
Like
an
if it's
hour,
long, it's like a long trip, a couple hours, like three or more, maybe two. I'm iffy on two, but I can if we're going very far, I get it. You
yeah,
know, uh, but like no, if we're just going somewhere that's an hour and a half, I generally don't let her. She just has to wait
yeah,
and look
exactly.
outside.
My
I'm not
son,
gonna like
if
the
it's
world's your iPad.
exactly so when there's 1 hour, I don't let him. So the iPad is always for long trips and waiting rooms. Because
Yeah,
when you're at the hospital or the dentist and you have to wait, I
yeah,
rather him not disturb anybody. So that's a good tool. But I
right.
don't. If we're gonna go to like the store 15 minutes, he's like, can I bring my pad? I'm like, no. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, count telephone posts. That's what we
Yeah, it
did.
doesn't matter.
It's
Yeah,
just be bored. Because when you're
be bored.
bored, your imagination's gonna start
Right.
doing stuff
I
for
tell my
you.
daughter the same thing. That's how you get your imagination going. You have to be bored.
Yeah.
That's said, and I've told her that, and I think she's getting it, uh, slowly. I hope. She
Yeah.
seems to be at least.
But when she plays, on the rare occasion she's gonna sit down with her toys, is she able to make stories? My
Yeah,
son
yeah, she
doesn't.
will.
Okay. My
She will.
son, like,
She
he's
will make
gonna
stories.
play, but I don't hear him having conversation with his characters. Like,
No, really.
yeah, he's not. That's not his forte. So he
She
likes
will. They
Legos.
talk, and she plays it's like they do something, they do their things, and they go around. She likes doing that. She makes the voices. You know.
I think he has more of an inner monologue thing. That's why I'm not. I don't hear it. But sometimes he's gonna come up and he's like, "Oh yeah, this guy's doing this," and but it's always something extremely silly or stupid. I'm like, okay,
Right.
yes,
You know?
sure. So yeah. Oh, that's cool. You just got that in the broadside. Congrats, man. That's a great figure.
Nice.
So, and then after the Bavers era, TF1 and everything, what keeps you motivated to collect and hopeful for new shows and stuff like that?
Well, shows I'm sort of like, I don't know what I want in a new show. I thought I did, and now I'm not really sure. I don't know if I want it to be really dark, like the War for Cybertron, the Siege stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great. Um, I
No.
guess for a variety of reasons. And I want a good show. Like I said, animated was really good. Actually, Cyberverse was surprisingly good.
Yes. I watched that with my
And
kid. We enjoyed every minute of it.
yeah, so I want something like that, but I would like new characters. I can't speak to it too much, but I do know that uh G1 sells really well, even with kids these days.
Yeah.
Um, from from what I've heard from a very reliable source, uh, and so that's why they're still pushing it. I would like to see personally. I would like to see more characters, different characters.
Yeah.
The Hot Wheels crossovers are awesome. They're different. They're real vehicles. Those are really cool. Um, but I would like to see new stories, see new things like that. Beast Wars was sort of a moment in that too, where you had okay, there was a Megatron and a Primal, right? They were different enough,
Yeah.
but there was, you know what I mean? I would like to
Everything
see
was
something like
different
that.
about them. The look, the personality, everything was
Yeah,
new. So I think
and
I'm with you. I've been wanting this for 5 years now. I would like a new show where it could be, you know, part of G1 or not being part, but like that the old characters they're all monuments to the past. Like you would have a statue of Optimus Prime and even a statue of Megatron where people know the history.
right,
It's like when you go to, I know you guys in the States, there's a lot of cities that have statues of different political figures and stuff like that. national heroes and stuff like that. We don't have so much of that up here. So, but I would like to see that. Like you go to Iacon and there's an Optimus. You go to
Yeah.
Kaon and you have a Megatron. And yeah, like just as not nostalgia, but historical pieces, but have brand new characters do new things. You know.
Yeah, yeah, I would like to that too. It doesn't even necessarily need to be tied to G1, which I would like still. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to have a history of like now is in the future of I would love to have that. But even you know, yeah, just something new.
Yeah.
Just something new, just something like a new story, a new thing. You don't have to start it over. You can start it in the middle of the war, between Autobots and Decepticons, or it doesn't have to be Autobots and Decepticons.
No, could be
You
a
know, you
new
know what I
fact.
mean? Like,
It doesn't even have to be a war. It could be a Transformers show where, they're being invaded by an external threat and the whole planet is fending off,
yeah,
maybe those invaders are not even Transformers. They could be, just humans or well, maybe not humans, but have anything
right.
different to have new characters, new looks. Maybe less repaints. It'd
Yeah,
be
well, repaints have always been sort of a. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. It's always been a part of a part of it. It's been part of Transformers for a long time. But going all the way back to G1 with the Seekers, you know,
yeah. So
yeah,
the seekers. Yeah, how about that? Don't have seekers. I'm just saying.
right. Don't have
Like
Seekers.
have a whole show with no seekers. It's just everybody's a different plane, but you might have a car that's kind of a seeker, like they did with Sideswipe. There's so many repaints of Sideswipe. But yet in the show, we only saw like background injured characters that were like Deep Cover and Tiger Track, and they didn't even have names. So, yeah, I'd
I thought it
love
was
to.
pretty cool to go back to what Animated did with that whole thing with the repaint thing. They could have the body style they want, like, but it's for what station they are. So like, that's why what's that's why they look the way they do, like the auto troopers, or sort of like
Yeah,
that, or with you sort of you have that body style. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get formatted to this body style, and I thought that was a good idea. But
yeah.
yeah, I would love to see a lot of different takes on some transforming, and I wonder what would sell too, because that's part of it, what an alien race cell. What was that series they were gonna have before Rid or before Armada? It was like alien, very alien looking Transformers, Transtech or something like that. Um, that they were gonna come out with, and there's a bunch of concept art you could
Okay.
find online about it, and it was very alien. They never went with it. They went with I think it was around Rid. I don't know if it was in Beast Wars, maybe before Beast. No, I think it was around Rid and before they went with Armada. It's been a long time since I've looked it up.
Yeah.
But it was real alien looking. I think it came after, yeah, so it had been Rid. Like I said, I think it was not a Cheetor or a Mirage. I'm not really sure, but it was like an F1 car. It had big wheels on the shoulders, and it's all from memory from 20 some odd years ago, like,
Yeah.
right? So, but like they looked more alien. Like, I wonder how that would sell, 'cause they trashed that idea. I think they even got up to a prototype stage in the development.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not aware of that.
yeah, you should look. I think it was Transtech, and that's where they got the Transtech name from for the gimmick for the movie stuff. But I
Right.
think it was
Okay.
Transformers Transtech. I'll have to
Yeah.
look it up.
They don't
But
try new stuff now. I mean, I have one thing that I find deplorable is the crossover stuff. Not no, not the crossover. Um the memorabilia. Like the Lego brickheads. It's always Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, and then if they have more character, it's either a Soundwave, a Shockwave, or a Grimlock. Those are
right,
the 7 characters you see all the time. And then I understood that if you're gonna, cross brand, you want like the main characters, those are gonna sell. But then when they did the timelines toy line, they used again those same four characters twice. I'm like, why? I mean, this is Takara Tomy and Hasbro, and now they're just cannibalizing their own characters to. I'm like, that big Optimus as a bull in a cart, that could have been Tantrum, a Predacon.
Yeah,
Like it would have
it's
been
always
as
Optimus.
cool. And then
Optimus
instead of
sells.
using Starscream twice, we at least put Thundercracker or Skywarp. And
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So they're afraid of new stuff, and I think they also know that G1 characters and G1 design, they sell extremely well. So that I think that's a, if they want to keep making money, they have to do that. But then they're afraid to, let's take this in another direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't I you know, they used to. I mean, I don't think you're going to get stuff like with Beast Wars like this guy in the US, right?
No,
Cuz Takara's making a new version. Um
nice.
but like there's just not as much that's really all you get is you get like you got I'm just looking around and say those are all G1 stuff, but like yeah, I would love to see things like that. Like I don't know how many Starscreams I have. Don't get me wrong, I love Starscream. I love Optimus Prime. I have a whole
Yeah.
shelf of Optimus Prime over there, and a whole shelf of Megatrons right here. So I'm definitely in that group. But I think I would love to see different leaders. I would love to see
Oh
different
yeah.
leaders.
Bring back Rodimus Prime, like as a full fledged uh, new leader character. Some like, don't you don't need to recreate when Optimus dying and passing the torch and it.
Yeah,
Just a new show, and it's Rodimus Prime. Kind of like
yeah,
what they did with the Prime Wars trilogy. It started with a council, Mistress of Flame, Starscream, and Rodimus Prime, but then they still had Optimus and Megatron as being alive and being, part of that. They're in exile or whatever, but then they come back and then shit hits the fan and everything goes down. So I think the concept was good. If they would have done the same show without Optimus and Megatron, it probably would have been give them more freedom to try new stuff.
right. If they really need to tie it back, they have the multiverse to tie it back to. They could always be like, "Oh, the show's tanking. Let's bring in a multiverse council of primes." Right?
Yeah,
And they could go here. They don't have to be at every episode, but it could be like, "Oh, yeah, it's tied in." You know,
yeah,
like I always,
exactly.
I think that's that'd be a cool concept. Like
Yeah, it's but the
there's just things they could do.
multiverses. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll say there's just things they could do. I think there's
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot out there that they haven't tapped into.
yeah, but I think the multiverse concept. I mean, it's they did it a little bit with Cyberverse and the Netflix show. But I think overall, multiverse has been overused across too many franchise now.
Oh, it
I don't
has,
know
but
if you're familiar with uh, the DC Comics animated movie.
no, no, I haven't seen it.
Okay, because they did like a whole thing where they had a multiverse for a while because it's like there's 14 movies and that's one series, and then there's
Yeah,
another series of another 14 movies or more, and but it ties in with the end of the last movie from the first. Anyway, it's kind of intricate. It's really well done, but then they kind of try to pretend, or they make it that a multiverse is a cancer that's destroying all the different universe. That's the angle they're playing with, and I'm kind of like that now. I'm like, it's cool to have like time travel and different like dimensions and stuff like that, but multiverse gives, even in Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you've played or know about the latest Mortal Kombat game, like the 11th one. They had so many versions of every character because it was a multiverse thing, and it was, yeah, I think it was Mortal Kombat 1, and it was insane. Like, you couldn't follow all the different design from which you like, fire Liu Kang, water Liu Kang, but I'm like, so Transformers, I think they used it just enough. Astro Train was from the other universe, and they did in Cyberverse, and then they had like Megatron and Tarn from the other universe,
Yeah.
but it wasn't excessive. So
Yeah, I don't see the thing is it's when you get a franchise into so many restarting stories so many times,
yeah,
how do you bring it together? I think is the problem. And when I used to read comics, Marvel was always one singular universe until I don't remember what it was made. Sometime in the late '90s is where they start splitting off into multiverses, like DC. DC had multiverses all the time.
yeah,
That's how DC sort of ran things. I don't know when they started doing that, and it's really become a thing. I have watched a lot
yeah.
of DC shows, like they all cross over and they're going in between universes and these
Yeah,
types of
but it's
things.
true
Oh,
that
your Earth is like this, and your Earth is this, and
Marvel, I remember Marvel in the 90s, 80s and 90s, and maybe even 70s. They didn't have multiverse, but they had alternate future. Like Cable is from an alternate future. So it's not this
yeah,
future. It could be
right,
this future, but it's an alternate. Rachel Summers is from another alternate future. So they're kind of brother and sister, but they're not from the same alternate future.
yeah,
So that's how they did their kind of multiverse. But then they did after that, they branched up, not branched up, but they started the Ultimate brand. That's when we
yeah.
got,
Which is another universe.
yeah, that was a whole new universe. But eventually they brought it in, like they merged. I guess some of those characters just merged with, and then they even, the Age of Apocalypse storyline where they
Yeah,
it's like a alternate universe. They brought a couple of those characters in, but then I remember reading that it was the end, like because of the instability of the universe or whatever. That timeline was completely erased. But then 20 years later, they're releasing books of stories that continues after they like, so that the kind of universe, it's still going, which makes no sense. So
they're not going to kill
it's
their characters.
exactly, so it's like a sacrifice. That's one thing in Marvel and even in DC. A character that dies means nothing now,
Yeah.
because it's automatically, oh, a clone, it was a clone, oh, it was a guy from the future, oh, it
Yes.
was
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
so it's like Jean Grey is they, I have when she comes back, like, because I do have a small Marvel collection. I have when she comes back, and they're good stories, but I'm like, that's the tipping point when they brought back MJ, Jean Grey. That's kind of when it opened too many doors, you
Well,
know.
they brought back Bucky, and he was the only character in comics that had stayed dead.
Yeah, there was three characters. It was Gwen Stacy, Uncle Ben. For Marvel, it was
Well, okay,
Uncle
Uncle Ben.
Ben,
It was Uncle Ben.
Gwen Stacy, and Jean Grey. They
Yeah,
they they weren't coming back, and then Bucky was one of them as well. Um, but then they brought him back as Winter Soldier, so that was, I think, a cool kind of way to bring him back.
but still, they brought. It's like
Jason
they just
Todd.
don't. They don't. Yeah, yeah. They just don't kill their characters.
No,
Not really. I mean, Uncle Ben is sort of a different sort of situation because he's part of Spider-Man's
yeah, well, I think
like
he's still dead. I don't think they brought him
yeah.
back briefly in House of M. He was there
I haven't
for
read House of M. I need to read that. I've heard it's really good.
it's. I have the short version. Like, I don't have the omnibus that's this big, but I have like the main story. And because there's a beginning and an end, right? So like the House of M starts, it's an alternate future or alternate timeline, and then it ends, and that's it. But they made so many stories within that time frame. They didn't make stories after, because that universe is gone. So, but there's a bunch of different stories that you can tell within that. So I don't have those, but it was a really interesting story. Um, yeah, and then I did enjoy the Marvel 1602. I don't know if you've read that.
I haven't.
So it's basically, it's Neil Gaiman, the author, the famous
Yeah.
author, who took wrote a story where uh, basically every character or most of the characters are in the year 1602. So mutation started earlier. So then you have like Iron Man's a weapon maker for the king. Xavier, like the mutants, X Men, they're kind of witches.
Right.
You have, I think you might have Hulk. You have, Captain America's in there, but he's not Captain America. Like Daredevil's a very important character in that show. Like he's still blind, but he's not a lawyer, but he's kind of an adventurer and stuff. So it was really funny to see how they spun that. But that eventually did tie in back. Like it was a time travel accident that caused that. So they never let go of Earth 616. Basically,
Right.
there's always a tie-in. So, but they, I think back then Marvel took a lot of risk that other companies are not taking anymore.
Yeah, I think the toy industry's changed a lot. I know it's a lot of it's fueled by nostalgia,
Yeah.
so I think that just goes to the entertainment industry in general right now. Marvel did really big with the movies, and then now it can't catch a big hit. I mean, if you don't count Deadpool. Um,
Yeah.
so like they're trying with Doomsday, and I want and Spider-Man, but I don't think Spider-Man's a Marvel Studios, is it?
No,
So
that's
I
why
might
I'm
be on
allowed.
Fox.
That's what the guys say. Because I have this hashtag, like in another group chat. Everybody knows that I have the hashtag no money to Disney. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm trying not to give any money to Disney. And it's actually in every of my videos, I have this no money to Disney hashtag. Because I don't, there was a story about something very trashy that Disney did that kind of really turned me off from the whole company. So I don't want to buy anything Disney. But seeing what they're gonna do with Spider-Man, I was conflicted because I do want to see that. And then the guys were like, "Well, it's a Sony picture thing, or another company, so it's not Disney." So I'm like, "Okay, I think I can go see that." But then I'm watching the trailer for Doomsday,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh man, it it looks so like I want to hate it, but I
Yeah,
can't."
it looks good. Disney's hard to get away from, especially as they're buying up everything.
Which I
Which
hate.
that's
I
just
hate
what
that they're
Disney
buying up
does.
everything.
Oh yeah, Disney's like that though. I guess it's gotten worse in recent years. Um, I'm not a huge Disney fan, but I like their properties. I grew up with Disney. Disney's ingrained in our culture so deeply
Yes.
that it's hard to,
Beauty
hard
and
to
the
get away
Beast,
from.
Aladdin, Snow White, all
Yeah,
great. So, but even then, those weren't original IPs. Even Mary Poppins is not an original IP. It was a bought
right.
idea from another studio or another writer. So, and it's funny because I remember reading a quote from a newspaper article back 100 years where somebody said that Disney had no original ideas. I'm like, oh, it's still true today. You know,
I,
it
I
it,
mean,
it
that's
it never changed. And now I really I was one of the biggest Star Wars fan. I would talk Star Wars all the time, and now I'm completely done. I don't watch a new show. I don't want to watch a new movie. I they totally and I'm not one of those that say they killed my childhood because no, my childhood is still there. I have those memories. I can watch the old movies, no problem. It just I have zero interest in anything Star Wars since they did the three, seven, eight, nine, and the other. I'm done completely. And
I think some of the TV shows are pretty good.
yeah, I tried
I
like
like it.
the first two seasons of Mandalorian. That I tried that. It was good. The third one, I don't even remember it. The Boba Fett show is terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
great.
no,
But
and then
the Andor I thought was really good. Different take. If you're, it's not your space opera type show. It's more of a espionage sort of like slow burn. But I thought it was excellent.
no, I didn't watch it because by the time that came out, I was already turned off. I did. Ahsoka is my favorite Star Wars character because I watched the Clone Wars over and over again. I love how she was portrayed, even in Rebels. I watched that, and to me, she's a true Jedi. Like she's
Yeah.
what every Jedi should have been. She was perfect. And I watched the live action show. Hated it, except that one episode with Anakin where she's like in a
Really.
dream sequence or whatever. I thought that was really well done. But e- everything else in the show, she didn't feel like Ahsoka to me. So that's why I and I think the biggest okay, that's so I'm going on a tangent, but the biggest blunder was episode 9. Because when you get the roll credit at the beginning, you know that thing that they always have, and they say that everybody heard the message of the return of Emperor Palpatine. I'm like, when? When did we hear that? Like
Yeah.
what? And then so I did some research, and it was like a special event in either Fortnite or Overwatch where every player heard that message. Like there was an actual message from the Emperor. I'm like, that's like 0.1% of the population of the Earth that heard that. And I'm like, okay, so we're going. And then I'm like, oh, Palpatine's back. Why? This makes no sense. And I hated the movie. And secretly, in 20 years, he built a fleet of super advanced
Yeah.
Star Destroyer. I'm like, okay, they should have went with Dark Empire storyline, which were comic books, where Luke infiltrates because he doesn't think that the Emperor is actually dead, and he infiltrates. And Han Solo and Leia have a kid who they call, I don't
Yeah.
remember his name. That was a great storyline. I think they should have went with that instead of whatever garbage they came up with. Like it totally killed
Well,
anything.
it
I'm
turned
like, all
into
right,
two directors fighting against each other. Ryan
that's the
Johnson
thing.
and what's his name?
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like J.J. Abrams did the first one. And okay, it's it's all right. It was a New Hope all over again, but it was okay.
Yeah,
And then you had Ryan Johnson come in and be like, "I'm doing my own thing. It doesn't really matter," you know. And then the whole point of that movie was that it doesn't really matter. And then you have uh JJ Abrams come back in and be like, "Well, I'm going to do all this stuff." That's literally what it was.
yep, and
Like
it,
you just ruined the you ruined the end of Star Wars.
yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
the whole. They destroyed Luke so bad
Yeah.
in episode 8. I was like, this is not. And I think Mark Hamill was really trying to warn us. When
Yeah.
if you go back and watch all of his interview he did before the movie came out, it was clear to him, like it's clear now that he wasn't happy with that direction.
Oh,
And he was right. He's like, I'm not going to be with any of my friends and reunite with Han Solo and stuff like that. Like it's so yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't great.
No, no, it really wasn't. It really, really wasn't. Um,
So
but yeah, so I mean, some of the TV shows I like. I really liked. So if you haven't seen man not Mandalorian Andor,
yeah,
I would recommend it, but it's not Star Wars as space opera.
yeah.
It's
So it
character
was a
driven.
okay, and you
It's
know it's going to
slow.
end right because Andor. I mean,
Yeah.
does it blow up at the end of the first season?
No, no, no. It goes to the movie, so it goes all the way on up to the movie that comes before New Hope. What Andor was in. I know what it's
Oh,
called.
Rogue
But I
One.
can't think of the name. Yes, yeah,
Yeah, okay,
Rogue
I
One.
actually did
So it
enjoy
goes
Rogue One.
and it's so you would the first season is very slow. Just get through it. The second season, there's only 2 seasons. The second season is amazing. It's really some of the best Star Wars. But you're not getting giant space battles, epic lightsaber duels in it. That's just not going to happen. You're
Okay,
getting some like information about how the Death Star was built, how and what this guy's going through, and what's happening on the outside of during this time of the empires come to power and how so it's character driven, and it has a lot of character storytelling that is about the characters, not necessarily about like space battles,
Yeah.
action.
Or
It's not action. It's
okay.
not an action film.
Okay. So maybe
So
I don't know. Maybe one day I'll give that a go. It's just yeah. I mean, Disney really, and then even with the Marvel stuff, they I think they went in the wrong direction after Endgame. You know, the Doctor Strange 2, again, multiverse, and they have America Chavez, and they had the Scarlet Witch. And I think that was maybe not, it was poorly executed. So I didn't enjoy that. I didn't even watch the Marvels, the Miss Marvels, like the three different Miss
yeah,
Marvel.
yeah, I didn't see those.
Yeah, it's just, and there's a bunch of stuff like She-Hulk. I'm a huge She-Hulk fan. And I was watching that trailer and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm the target audience. And turns out I wasn't.
I
So,
don't know. I liked the series. I actually liked She-Hulk. I liked what's her name, Tatiana.
I love her. In
She's
Orphan
she.
Black.
Oh, dude, she's like one of the she is a chameleon actor.
Yeah.
She could turn into anybody. She is such a great actor. They didn't utilize her to her full ability there, but like, I thought Hulk was okay. Uh, I liked a few of the Marvel shows. Loki,
Hawkeye.
yeah, Hawkeye was good.
Yeah.
Loki, I thought was really good. Loki
Oh
had a
yeah.
lot of like a lot of just what do you call it? It went into a lot of theories and physics and stuff like that that went real deep, quantum physics, and it was really cool. The concepts they put in it were real theoretical concepts, uh, and yeah, they did a great job with that show. And it's too bad that like people started getting Marvel burnout around the final season of Loki because it was really good.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
really enjoyed the ending is so perfect for him
yeah,
that he basically like he's on the throne of the universe, just or the
yeah,
multiverse, and that was, he knew it was his destiny. It just didn't happen the way he thought, and I really enjoyed that. But then there's a bunch of I've been disconnected from it, so there's a lot of, like, I watched the Thunderbolts movie,
I haven't seen the Thunderbolts actually.
you know
Really,
Thunderbolts was actually, have you seen the Fantastic Four?
I have.
Okay, so Fantastic Four, I saw. Um, didn't pay for it, but I did see it. Same thing with Thunderbolt, and basically in Thunderbolt, there's like at the post end credit is the Fantastic Four ship coming in our timeline. Because it's a different timeline.
Yeah,
So, but Thunderbolt was very entertaining, and I think they did Sentry. There's a couple things missing, but it was still very well done. So so those big movies I did enjoy, but I don't feel the need to. But it's I'm a because I collect, right. I'm a sucker for nostalgia. Like, I fuel on nostalgia 100%, to the dismay of my wife. But when they showed those trailers, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, with Magneto and Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen just in the X Mansion sitting together, and then you see Cyclops blasting his eyes. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to. That really hit hard because I did love the Fox universe. So
yeah, I did
yeah,
too.
yeah. All right, man. I've been holding you longer than I usually expect, but it's been great to get to know you. We have a lot in
Yeah, really,
common,
you
so
too. Yeah, we really do.
so hopefully, your personal situation is going to get better quick. You're going to get back on your feet, and hopefully, we'll be able to meet at Orlando. But I'm sure there's a convention somewhere that we're going to be able to see each other. So that would be really fun.
Yeah, I'd really love to. I would keep on telling, telling the guys, especially yeah, Pedro Prom. Hey, you gotta get to LA. Deluxe has been out to LA. I could
Nice.
get out there. So you know,
That's
I
cool.
know that's further away. The West Coast here is further away for you guys.
Next year in
Uh,
2027, I want to try to get them to come to Toronto, which is a very small convention. It's not at the same level as Baltimore or Chicago or it's kind of small, but they've been telling me over the years that they would love to do Toronto. So next year there's
I
another
would too.
Canadian YouTuber, Danny Dolphin. She's gonna come from Vancouver to Toronto. So I'm like, oh well, if she's coming, maybe it's the time that I try to get everybody to come to Toronto and see what hang out with the guys up here, and then make sure everybody tries poutine. So
No, I would. I've never been to Canada, and I would love to go to TFCon Toronto. I'd absolutely love to do that. Um, I know, trying to get off, but I wanted to bring up one point that,
sure,
real quick, that I think is kind of weird. BotCon was held at the same time as
yep.
TFCon Toronto,
So
and I don't
when
know what's going on with that.
no, I think it's the same thing happened with Montreal Comic Con and TFCon Toronto for the longest time. They were on the same weekend. So I couldn't go to not that I was going to go to, but there was a friend of mine who wanted he's a volunteer for Comic Con, so he never could make it to TFCon. So bot the fact that BotCon and uh, TFCon was at the same time, it it felt a little weird, and there was so much like the exclusives were not exclusive because you could get the Extrans bot Megatron colored Galvatron. You could get it in Toronto, and then you could also get it at BotCon. So it kind of lowered the prestige of owning that
Right? Yeah, and
the
you
figure,
split
and most
guest
of them were like
lists,
that.
and yeah, it's like, are they trying to take on TFCon, which is, it was kind of a weird choice. I don't know.
Yeah,
It struck me as weird. I was like, that was a business decision.
yeah. Hopefully, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm hoping it's still a coincidence. Scheduling and availability of
Right.
the room or something like that. But yeah, it was because TFCon is always in Toronto. It's always within the first 14 days of July, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And LA is always the same. It's always in March.
March break, kind of March
Yeah.
15th,
Right.
March. So yeah, it was odd, but I did record the 3D the third party panel. I recorded on my phone and sent it to Deluxe so that he could use it on his video. Not that he really needed it because everybody posted pictures anyway, and they were kind of showing the same stuff, um, like the same exclusive and everything. So yeah, it was a weird choice, but I've never been to BotCon because that's doesn't come around Canada at all. So
Yeah. I've only
so
ever been to one BotCon, and that was in 2011,
oh,
back when
okay,
Hasbro sponsored it. So it was huge. Like it was the biggest, I mean, Transformer convention I've ever been to. It was massive. It was in
okay.
Pasadena. In 2009.
So it's still okay. So it's in. Oh, does it
It
change
was
city too,
BotCon,
right?
not TFCon. So,
No, no, no.
yeah,
BotCon.
BotCon. Not TFCon. BotCon. BotCon was sponsored by Hasbro. It had the vehicles from the movie there in the actual hall.
Oh,
A
nice.
giant Optimus Prime. And massive amount of vendors. It was huge. That was back, when the movie, during the, like, it was still the heat from the movie. The place was crowded.
Yeah, but does it rotate city as well?
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
did. Yeah, and
So
then now Agabus has the BotCon name back. It was before that was Fun Pub had it before
okay.
Agabus, and I forgot who was before Fun Pub, but they had it for many years. That's when they had the Transformers Collectors Club and stuff like that. And you get they had
Right.
the actual Hasbro repaints that were exclusive.
Yeah,
You know what I
like
mean? Like,
Sunstorm was part of all
yeah,
those exclusive. Yeah, Yeah.
I have a few of those.
I hope they're not going to start a convention war. That would,
Right.
or maybe it would drive down the price. That'd be interesting.
Maybe.
All right.
You know.
So before we go, why don't you just tell the few viewers that we have left at this late hour where they can find you?
Well, you can find me on my Facebook. Actually, been posting there a lot at Ghost Prime Reviews and also Ghost Prime Reviews on YouTube.
Okay, perfect. So thanks everybody in the chat. Those are still there. Thank you so much. Rain, I think you're a new name. I don't think I saw you last show or anything. So it was great to see all your comments. Sorry I don't get to all of the comments in the chat because I'm really focused on the conversation. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, join the channel, hit the bell. Leave a comment because we love reading those. Keep coming back. We have more on the way. And remember that nothing in life gives you a right to be an asshole. Take care.